안녕하십니까. 보건복지부 홍보기획 담당관입니다.
Hello.
지금부터 코로나
We will
바이러스
start
감염증19
the regular briefings
중앙재난안전대책본부 비대면
of
정례
April
브리핑을
7th.
시작하겠습니다. 오늘 브리핑은 윤태호
Today,
보건복지부
Mr. Yoon Tae-ho
중앙상무수습본부
from the Ministry of Health
방역총괄단장이
and Welfare
진행합니다.
will give the
더불어 손영래
presentation.
사회전략반장, 김동은
And we have other authorities who are lined up
문화지역관장이
to
배석했습니다.
take the questions
오경희
afterwards.
공동호통역사의 수어통역이
And we also
제공됩니다.
have sign language
먼저
interpretation
윤태호
service.
방역총괄반장이 코로나19 대응
Mr. Yoon
방안을
will brief you
설명하겠습니다.
on the COVID-19 status quo.
네, 4월 7일 수요일
April
정례
7th,
브리핑을 시작하겠습니다.
Wednesday
오늘 0시 기준
brief
국내 발생
will start.
환자는
As of midnight,
653명이고
we have 653 locally infected and 15 imported cases. And we have people under critical conditions 109. Yesterday, we saw 4 new fatalities. We extend our deep condolences. Yesterday, on the testing, we have conducted 83,000, and at the triage screening centers, 38,440, and on suspect cases, 44,000. So, as we saw today, the number of new infections recorded the highest after mid-February, and we see that the possibility of the third wave of the infection is looming. The number of cases were on the increase, both in the metropolitan area and non-metropolitan area. And especially what is more worrisome is in Gyeongnam and Chungcheong, where we saw a lot of cases confirmed. After the first and second wave, the third wave has been protracted for a long time, and therefore the sense of fatigue is there with the people, and therefore socially, I think there is some sense of fatigue that the vigilance against the virus has gone down. However, we see that it is now the point that we have to speed up and keep our vigilance. So we ask the people the following 3 things. One is we ask you to please refrain from gatherings or meetings with other people. At the moment, we are seeing a lot of infections happening everywhere and across the country, and it is on the spread around the country. And it could be said that no places in this country is immune from COVID-19. So people coming from all across the country, meetings and gatherings and eating together would be very dangerous. So please refrain from such activities, and please make sure to understand that this is an action to not only keep yourself protected, but also your loved ones and families. Especially any eating or drinking in closed indoor facilities should be refrained from. I know that most of us understands this. However, we would like to stress on this point because this is an important point. Because until now, we have seen the virus spread in the gaps where people loosen their guards. So we urge the people to strictly abide by the guidelines that the government has set out, wearing your face masks at all times, and washing your hands. I believe these are not a difficult task to carry out, but it is the most effective remedy, especially multi-use facilities as restaurants or sports facilities. Please make sure to keep your entry log. And if you are a group or more than 2 people, please make sure that everyone who enters the venue logs the entry log. And any epidemiology tracing would be very important, and therefore the entry log that is filled out in earnest is the most important thing. So we urged all the people and all the facility owners to keep their entry logs. And please let your customers know that entry log is very important. And you can also have QR codes and other things that if you are afraid of personal information leakage, you can have other alternative routes. The first half of 2021, the vaccinations are rolled out to the general public, especially those in need of over 75 years of age. And if we are fully vaccinating these people, we believe the fatality rate would go down, and this will save a lot of lives. Therefore, this would ultimately be a resolution to keep the fatality rate down. Of course, it is important to contain the number of new infections, but it is also even more important to keep the fatality rate down. At the moment, the medical system is at its full readiness in Korea. Last January, we had more than 300 people in severe conditions. However, at the moment, we have 110, and this is owing to a very effective countermeasures that the medical staff took. And also, we have enough beds for the COVID-19 patients and also for the nursing home elderly, if they contract the virus. We also have the beds for the severe cases. However, we will continue to secure more beds and more medical capabilities. Let me touch upon the singing rooms. Recently, we have seen more spread from the singing room facilities across the country. Singing rooms, systematically, they are very vulnerable to the spread of the virus because most of the cases, the droplets would go out because they sing without their masks. And the ventilation system itself is mostly in poor conditions. Also, in these singing rooms, it is generally the practice that people drink alcohol, and they have some other waitresses who serve on these people, and this would also escalate the possibility of the infections. So the government has took our countermeasures in terms of singing rooms. We have made the guidelines that all the singing rooms should put up their signage in front of their doors that the number of restrictions of the people who can go into one room, and also a strict maintenance of the entry log and so on. The Ministry of Culture and Sports, they are also supervising these practices on the field. And they are investigating on site on all these singing rooms 3 times a week. So these possibilities of infections is very high in singing rooms. We are going to keep a close look on this, and we ask all the people who are involved in these businesses to abide by strict guidelines. At the moment, the war against the virus is ongoing, but this cannot be done only by the government, but also we need people to come along and be on board in terms of abiding by the guidelines. We intend to finish the vaccinations on the vulnerable and the elderly by the first half of 2021. We ask your continued support as you have shown the solidarity and the support for the last 1 year, and we hope that we stay vigilant and all the people to stay vigilant. The government will do our utmost so that we can all go back to our normal livelihoods. Thank you very much.
네, 지금부터 질의응답 시간을 가지겠습니다. 배석자분들께서는 단상 위로 올라와 주시기 바랍니다.